Well, hello. Welcome to my world. This is Colleen Liz Frost, and we are in Studio C. I think I put Studio M. Anyway, I'm in development, and I hope that you are here to stay for a little while because we have an exciting day. It's Mondays, and it's arts and culture. And I am excited to talk to you tonight about the rock, feather, and ball. And today, we need to start with the tree. We have created something really good. And when I was struggling with writing a chapter in my book, my mother was with me and seeing how painful this chapter was. It was days of pain, and she felt every word. She remembered it, and she was there. She walked with my tears. She helped me find my crown. So going back where I was dead was very hard for both of us. Finally, she stopped me dead in my tracks, and she looked me square in my eye, and as she held me close, I used to curl up in her lap on one arm of her chair late at night. You can tell we are night owls. Here it is midnight again, and I'm just getting to you. You know, she looked me square in the eye, and she dried my tears, and she said, "Honey girl, write something good and feel good about writing it." That sentence that night changed everything. Our book became filled with a mission instead of misery, filled with love instead of longing, and filled with faith instead of dread. Mother and I figured out a way to jump, bounce, and fly into a story that will inspire you to celebrate history and create more. So welcome to my world. Come on in. This is going to be something good, I promise. Make these 7 days be your traveler's rest. Today I'm your coach, your head coach, and I am on a mission, celebrating history and creating more. Today is Monday, Arts and Culture Day, and I am your head coach, and I was raised on these 7 days of balance. You can only create when you are able to have a heart that is centered on something good. Even if it is a place of pain, there is always something there to pull out of that pain that we can create a glimpse of hope. When I approach Monday, I find my center first. For me, it is my tree. My tree is the weeping willow tree. I picture mine lined with feathers, cascading throughout the branches, and on the tips I see ink, and as they hang down to my hands, I picture my hands reaching up to that branch of feathers, and in my mind's eye, I picture reaching up and grabbing that feather quill pen and plucking it down to my paper and asking myself 2 things, like Mother did when I was young, and like I did with my son when he was young. I would ask myself today, do I want to change that world or enjoy that world? On Mondays, I want to enjoy the world by creating something good. In my mind, my tree is my home. Home is where my mind is. In these last 5 years, I have lived with my parents as their full-time caregiver. So I have carved out little pods of my home, of their home, and I have filled them with layers of love to remind me of my past, my present, and where I want to go and grow. Little mini vision boards. I also surround myself with reminders of rare people who are diamonds in my life. These are very important to carry with you on your 7 days to inspire you. Today, as I'm preparing Studio B, it's been so much work. It is not ready yet, but I met with my diamond Terry all day. She works here with my dad. She is my person who lets me share my vision outside of my head. I also have my cat family, my dad, my twin, and my sister. They call or bop in, and I hear about their day, or they let me share a bit here or there. Each and every minute, I continue to work with my pen and prepare for my next things, creating all day long, trying so hard to get to these rare people. But there's equipment needs and a very special thing I'm working on, and it's just taking more time. But I'm ebbing through these branches of my mental willow tree. I have a place, and my mother told me I am writing something good, and I feel good about what I am writing. On Mondays, start with your tree, and then find a rock, someone in your life that is your diamond, who inspires you, to bounce some of your ideas off your head to them and watch them affirm what you want to do. Then put your pen to paper and start creating, because it's Mondays. Number 2, find a feather. Hope is all around. Sit back and lean on your tree, or find a ponder chair. Grab a book, a magazine, and look at others' art. See you in them, and imagine putting you inside of that idea. Sometimes ideas are hard to know where to start. And what would your things look like inside their idea? Art starts somewhere. I told my son once, long ago, probably 21 years ago, to draw a circle. You know, no one invented this. I mean, I wonder who invented the circle. But somebody did. And I had him trace somebody else's circle over and over. And eventually he did his own circle in his own little way. But he got it pretty close to their circle. So that was my first lesson to him, that you have to look at other people's art. We traced it on paper. Soon he was drawing it all by himself. Modeling is all the go, from sports to baking. So find a rock that you admire and watch every move they make. You know, my nun, I had my own personal nun. We actually bought their home, the nun's home. She taught herself to paint from the PBS show. She loved that guy. Soon she became her own artist. She put herself in her own art, but she learned everything he did, she did. And she had shown me some of her stuff that this Bob taught her. So you will too. But we all need to go and look for that feather. Find some hope from others. And the only way to do that is to find a rock and then go and find a dream. Use your imagination or borrow one of somebody else's to get where you can find a dream. But once you find your dream, this is my tip, you have to find a very special place to keep it and protect it. And be really careful who you share it with. And there are rats and dream snatchers everywhere you go. So I always say to find a pouch. Put your dreams in a mental pouch somewhere. And I can't wait to show you some of my pouches, from Tweety Bird to my squirrel pouch. But develop it for a bit, you know, before you start sharing it with everybody. You know, I would pick a diamond or a rock and start there. You know, just tenderly tell people a little bit that you trust. Start with the diamond and start with the rock. But pick carefully. You will know when to take your dreams out of your pouch. Then it's time now to grab a ball. Find a team. Find out what part of your dream you love the most. You know, the part of your big dream, if you just love to do the writing part, great. But if you're not so good at the art part, well, then hire an artist to do your renderings of your artwork. That's what I'm doing. I have an artist that's out there just working on my animals. I can't wait to show you. But I love building a team. And I'm learning how to do it well. And, but I'm ready now to share my dream. And I'm picking very carefully, because when I pick a person, it's forever. Anyway, so grab a ball, find your team, and find out what part of your dream you love. And then the parts that are uncomfortable, or the parts that you're just not that passionate about, or let's face it, you're just not that good at. Well, then find somebody better than you and bring that person on board and stay in your lane, and they'll stay in theirs. And I think that's what's really fun about building a team. And in basketball, boy, you know what your lane is. And you are so glad that you have a head coach that can teach you how to stay in your lane. I love sports. Well, then anyway, so what part is bogging you down? Find it, and then look for that better teammate to help lift up the other poles. And that's how you change the world. And I'm excited about sharing the rock, feather, and ball. To start with, all goes back to that tree. I think we need to find a lot of these kids out there today. They have a bedroom, or they have a back room, they have a TV room, but let's start with finding them their own little space, a ponder chair, a very special chair. Find their own little space where they can dream. And I think to have their own little arts and craft table, some books, and a mentor. Find them someone that can help them dream. Might even be their grandma or their grandpa. So that's what I think is fun about helping kids along with helping them build their rocks, their rock collection, and their diamond mining. And then find a place in your home to call home, to possibilities. It may just be your front porch or a ponder chair. Then imagine a feather. Hope is all around. Look up your rocks, your diamonds. Your diamonds have stories to tell. Who they are and what they do and how they found their art and culture. Who are you starts with who you hang around. See if who they are matches your inner artist. Then grab a pouch and protect your ideas and your dreams, and you will be listening better than ever before. You are an artist now, filled with culture of the history rich in your rock mining, because you're asking better questions when you meet those rare people. Adventures of time well spent. Then grab a ball and build a team and build that dream. Be on a mission, and let's celebrate history and create more. And start with Mondays. Becoming a preservationist takes time. Tell a story. It matters. Let's engage and gather and celebrate history and create more. So find your rocks, grab a ball, and build a team. Look for a feather. Hope is all around. And jump, bounce, and fly with me. 7 days on purpose. I teach it, preach it, and repeat it with balance. Like, share, and remember, Mondays are for those who dare. Be avant-garde, be rare, and remember me. Sincerely, Coach Colleen. Number 33.